Give it up for Al Goodwin, guys. Al Goodwin.
All right, what a cavalcade of comedy this night has been, huh? I am so glad I didn't wear my sunglasses. That would have, you guys would have been like, not this shit again. Oh my God, right? Yeah. Plus, with this facial hair, it wouldn't work out. It really wouldn't. I know some of you are looking at me like, what the hell? Let me explain my facial hair decisions. I know I look like a cast member of Sons of Anarchy or a construction worker from the Village People. But I'm neither of those. I'm a superhero, and we have weird facial hair. Look at my friend Wolverine. I'm very similar to Wolverine. I am just not from the wolf family of superhero. I am from the badger family. So I am Badgerine. That is who I am. Badgerine. That's my call sign right there. Yeah, I knew I was Badgerine when I was a kid because all my teachers would always say, "Why are you so Badgerine?" And then when I was 36, I got diagnosed with ADD and I realized superpower, okay? Hell yeah, I am super annoying, all right? Badgerine. And I'm super elusive, okay? So I will annoy you, Badgerine, right? And then you want to kill me, but then you can't catch me, right? And then I just come back and I annoy you more, Badgerine, right? And then you just want to kill yourself is how it works. That's my superpower. I do really actually have ADD, but guess what? Fun doesn't end there, everybody. So do both my kids. They both have ADD too. Yay! Hooray! Yeah. Oh, my wife is Badgerine. Exactly. Yes. No, and my wife hates all of us. Actually, that is the truth. There's. I don't even know what I was going to say after that now. I have ADD, you threw me off. All right. There are pluses and minuses to ADD. A lot of guys get yelled at when their wife realizes they've zoned out of the conversation. I don't get yelled at. I have ADD, okay? All I get is, did you take your pill today? And I was like, nope, I forgot. I'm gonna do that right now. Then I just never come back. We're good at problem solving. Here's a good example of problem solving. My wife wanted an in-ground pool. I called a construction company, get an estimate, $1,200 just to dig the hole. Does not include concrete. $1,200 for a hole. So I said, I'm gonna do the hole myself. I put an ad on Craigslist for free dirt. And when people showed up, I gave them a shovel. I said, you can have everything inside those orange lines right there. Yeah, you can have 12 feet from this side, but only 3.5 feet from that side. Leave a stair pattern on the 3.5 foot side. ADD's not all fun and games. There are downsides. Last year, we went on our second honeymoon to a little exotic island. We went to New Orleans. You been there? Okay. If you got ADD, don't go to Mardi Gras for your second honeymoon. That's a bad call. A lot of distractions in Mardi Gras. Big ones, little ones, perky ones, they're everywhere. My wife said, you look like a kid in a candy store. I said, I am married. I am a kid with diabetes in a candy store. That is right. That's a married kid. She said, I don't have to worry about you. You're my soulmate. And I was like, definitely. Then she was like, why'd you say definitely weird and fast with your finger like that? And I was like, cuz when you're at the sink, I am at the toilet, baby. And then she was like, okay, what the hell are you talking about right now? Seriously, what does that mean? How does that make me your soulmate? If you're at the sink and I'm at the toilet. And I was like, oh, I thought you said cellmate. We're at Mardi Gras and I'm not focused on this conversation. I'm gonna take another one of my pills. I'll be right back. I tried to be honest about my ADD the other day. This guy was repeating instructions and I said, listen up, fella. You do not have to tell me twice, okay? You need to tell me 11 to 14 pounds. I wear a condom when I make love to my wife. I don't want her to get the ADD too. That would that'd be catastrophic. ADD people aren't good at communicating. A lot of my friends think my sister's dead. She is not dead. She moved to Australia after the 2016 election, and I tell them she's in a better place now. It doesn't help when I say she's down under. ADD people are always trying to be funny, and people that we talk to usually don't think we're funny. One time, my wife thought I was funny. This is the only time. I called her. She answers her phone, short, rude, and abrupt. I'm like, why are you being all short, rude, and abrupt? She goes, I am late for 2 different doctor's appointments. I gotta go, bye. I'm like, did you just hang up on me? She goes, no, I'm here, what? I was like, okay, what are your doctor's appointments? And she's like, okay, ophthalmologist, gynecologist. What do you think about that? And I was like, well, I think you do not want to get those appointments mixed up. Could you imagine? That guy would be like, that is the worst case of pink eye. There's more to that, but I'm moving on. Here we go. The other day I was trying to be funny, and she did not think it was funny. She walks in the family room, she is scratching herself, and she says, why am I so itchy today? And I said, well, I think it's because you're pronouncing it with a silent B. That's right. If you thought that was funny, I have shirts after the show say I'm itchy with a silent B, right? We got a girl dog on it. Yes. Yeah. They come in athletic gray or vagina pink, so if you're a girl that likes to work out or if you're just a whore, I have your colors. I don't even just have ADD, I also have dyslexia because God was like, give him something else. And dyslexia, that is more than number letter confusion. You overthink words. Good example. My doctor said, eat and drink antioxidants. They're good for you. Antioxidants, everybody, they're good for us. But here's the thing. Anti's a prefix, okay? Anti means opposite of whatever word comes after it. So if antioxidants are good for us, that means normal plain oxidants are therefore, right, bad for us. And it's true because my mom said that I was an oxidant. And oh, like I'm the only oxidant here. Okay, I see how you are. I don't even know why I'm telling you guys all my ailments, to be quite honest. I don't like it when people know I'm sick. I hide it. I can hide diseases I haven't even been diagnosed with yet. Right, because I figure out contingency plans. Like if I ever get diagnosed with narcolepsy, I'm just going to get a tattoo of my eyes on my eyelids, and then no one will know when I'm asleep. And then when I wake up, I'll just say, got it. Or if I ever get diagnosed with Parkinson's, I'm just going to carry a Splenda packet with me wherever I go, and then no one will know that I have Parkinson's. They'll just be like, why does he still have that Splenda packet? He's had that for 2 years. He should rip the top and check it. I'll bet you all that Splenda's at the bottom by now, right? Like, I'm just trying to see how many people are on this bus ride to hell with me, and seems like I have some passengers on board right now, so I am glad that summer is coming to an end. More so, I'm glad spring's over. I'm allergic to pollen. What is pollen? We're all adults. Let's call a spade a spade. It's just plant cum, right? Isn't it? That's what they should call it on the news. The plant cum index will be 3,000 today. You might want to stay indoors and avoid the jizz. Back to you, Jill. Right? When you see that green haze all over your car, it is a big facial. That is all that is. It's like, who bukkakied my car? I have got a money shot on my hood. This is Plants can only release their seed once a year in the spring. If I could only release my seed once a year, I could cover a city block too, okay? I'd be like, sandbag, it's been a year. Sorry about your baby, man. All right, that was... Where did we go from plant cum? I got kids. There we go. That's where we go. My daughter's beautiful, very overprotective as a dad. Always been overprotective. When she was 12, I had her tubes tied. I am kidding. They wouldn't do it. My son is snarky. He's in college, but he's snarky. The other day he said, "Dad, those shoes you're wearing are so gay." And I said, "Well, they should be. They just came out of the closet." That is the best dad joke you will hear all night tonight, I promise you. I'm jealous of my kids. They were diagnosed with ADD early in life, and they're on meds, and their lives are great. Like, my daughter was diagnosed at age 12, my son 9. When I was diagnosed when my daughter was 12, okay? I didn't know why my life sucked for a long time. In high school, I didn't know I had ADD. All I knew in high school is I had dyslexia. And I was a stoner. And that's a bad mix in high school, dyslexic, stoner, because I would stand by that free drug school zone sign for hours, just waiting and waiting, and nothing ever happened. And if you got that, tell a friend. And if you didn't get that, this should help. I was a big stoner in high school. I thought that's why they call it high school. And jocks were mean to me. They would tease me for being a stoner. They'd say, "Stoners have bad memory loss." And I'd be like, "That sounds so bad. Because how about when you go to load the bong and then you realize that it's already loaded?" Okay. That's like a bonus when that goes down. But the worst part about high school were the jocks, because they would always tease me for being a stoner. They would say stuff like, "Stoners have bad memory loss." And I would be like, "That's not so bad. Because how about when you go to load the bong and then you realize that it's already loaded?" That's like a bonus when that goes down. I had to do that joke 4 times in Birmingham, Alabama. You people are like NASA engineers here in Denver. Yeah, none of that Flint, Michigan water's making its way this way. All right, where were everything? All right, but if you smoke weed all the time, it can warp your perception. One time I was so high, I was watching a show on TV about harassment in the workplace, and there was a girl on the show who had been harassed all up in her workplace, and I was looking at her and I was thinking, like, who would have harassed her, right? Not to be mean, but her face was all scrambled, cubed, and pixelated, and her voice was like, "I was sitting at my desk when a man came up from behind. I've got 2 turntables and a microphone. Intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic." And I was thinking, well, of course that guy got her from behind, right? Because her face was horrible, but her hair was fantastic, so whatever. I'm moving on. Here we go. That's where I wanted to go before. See, when you have ADD, like, I didn't, my whole life I had one rule. That rule was, if you think of something funny, you say that shit immediately. Okay? I lost a lot of friends with that rule. But then I got diagnosed ADD, I got put on meds, and then I would think of funny stuff, and I'd be like, "I should say that immediately." And then the meds would be like, "No, don't say that at all." And I'd be like, "Thank you, meds. This is a filter. I've heard about this. I got a filter now." I have a friend, he doesn't have a filter. He has ADD. We've all told him, and he won't get help for it. So half my act comes from Tim's house now. I was at Tim's house a month ago, and his son Alex, almost 5, cute kid. Alex comes up to Tim. I see the whole shit go down. Alex is like, Dad, I forget, am I awesome or am I fantastic? And then Tim was like, no, buddy, you are autistic. How many times have I told you that? And he was like, 1,023 times because it's a Mersenne prime and it's 1 away from 2 to the 10th power. And I'm like, that kid is autistic, first of all. I had to Google Mersenne prime. That was pretty impressive. All right, I'm moving on. Here we go. ADD people, if we don't take our pill, we can still focus on stuff, but only on stuff that we are interested in, all right? Like, I can focus on rock and roll because I'm interested. I know all the one-hit wonder bands. I know trends about rock and roll that no one else knows. Here's a trend I'll bet you didn't know. The best bands in the history of rock and roll tended to begin with the word "the" in their name. There are exceptions to this rule: AC/DC, Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, Rush. But like the best bands were like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who, the Doors, the Police, the White Stripes, the Black Keys, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Cars, the Kinks, the Vines, the Hives, the Clash, the Fix, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, the Allman Brothers, the Grateful Dead. There are just tons of them. Okay? Yes. Right? Yeah. But here's this. The worst bands in the history of rock and roll also tended to begin with a word. They tended to begin with the word Nickelback. So, that's right. If you listen to Nickelback on noise-canceling headphones, you don't hear anything, all right? The other thing about, if I don't take my pill, I am liable to screw up and say some shit that will make me lose friends again, okay? Yeah, it'll happen. And because there's trigger words you can't say, right? You can't say retarded anymore. You gotta say mentally challenged. And you can't say midget. You gotta say little person. All right? Also, you can't say racist. You gotta say Trump supporter. Like there are things. There's trigger words. Anyways, you guys are fun. And here's the other thing about, like, if ADD people, we get fixated on shit. And like my doctor said, I have to walk an hour every day. So I was doing, like, I don't know if you know this, 70% of all people with ADD, 70% of them die before the age of 50. Okay? This is true. You can Google this. 70% of ADD people die before age 50. I am 53, baby. Yes. Yeah. No, don't clap. I'm lucky. That is all. I should have been dead last Wednesday, for real. I am not even kidding. I was doing a gig in New Mexico last Wednesday, and it's a resort, and there's a lake behind the resort. And I asked the concierge, I was like, hey, is there a path that goes around this lake? Because there was a zip line that goes over it. And I knew they had infrastructure up there, and they had to build a road so I knew there was a road that went at least halfway around the lake. So I asked her, is there a path that goes all the way around? She's like, no, there is no path. You cannot go all the way around. And I was like, okay, challenge accepted. And I found the road that goes up to the zip line area, and then guess what? You get up there, no more road, all right? You gotta figure it out if you wanna keep going around this lake. So I figured it out, and I got to this 12-foot high fence that was all around the golf course, and there was no way out. I walked this fence line for like a mile, and then I'm like, I'm gonna have to climb this fence. And so I climbed the fence, and I got down on the golf course, and I went back to the resort, and I went to the concierge, and I was like, I went around the lake, and you said I couldn't go around the lake. And she was like, did you come to a fence? And I was like, yeah, I did come to a fence. And she was like, we keep that fence there to keep the bear and the elk off of the golf course. You were on the side with the bear and the elk. You were alone. You didn't tell anybody. You're a freaking idiot who's lucky to be alive. I'm like, I know, ADD 53, what up? Yeah. All right, you guys have been awesome. I have one more shirt. This one just says Badgerine right here. And the other shirts, like, if you wear those on the street, people will get the jokes. They can just read the shirts. They didn't have to come to this show. But if you wear this on the street, no one knows what the hell this means. So I built a way in the shirt to explain what it means. All you got to do, it says Badgerine on the front, but if people are like, hey, man, what the hell's Badgerine? All you got to do is lift up the bottom, and it says Badgerine again on the inside. You guys have been awesome and fantastic.